Thank you, Sheriff Petway. On behalf of the Jefferson County Department of Health, we are excited to partner with the Sheriff's Office. I will tell you, I know that this is an issue that Sheriff Petway and I are passionate about, and that's protecting lives, particularly for young people. If you look at the medical examiner coroner's records from last year, which was documented, was 4 firearm accidental deaths. And unfortunately, 3 of those victims were aged 19 or younger. Another statistic I think that's relevant is last year in 2023, 6 firearm suicide victims were aged 19 or younger. And so securing firearms primarily is about making sure there's no accidental deaths, particularly for young people. And we hope that with the use of gun locks, if somebody had the thought, unfortunately, of potentially taking their own life, it may cause at least a delay or a pause for them to rethink taking that ultimate fatal action. We cannot afford to lose any more lives in Jefferson County. With our health department, our mission is to make sure that we protect lives, just as the Sheriff's Office is doing so. And so at the health department, what we're going to do is, in addition to what the Sheriff's Office is doing, at our 3 health centers, when stock becomes available, we plan to also have a place where we can distribute gun locks in our facilities. So we have a facility on the eastern part of the county, also in the western part, and then in downtown Birmingham. Additionally, we have a group of volunteers, staff at the health department that also can assist with providing education to our young people about safety as well. So with that, I will turn it over.
Thank you. I'll give you a short demonstration on how these gun locks work and the various types of firearms they can be used on. Let's start with the basic semi-automatic pistol, very, very common pistol. What we would like everybody to do is ensure that the pistol is unloaded. That's making sure that the magazine is removed from the magazine well and the slide is locked back to the rear. After you visually and physically inspect to ensure that the pistol is unloaded, you would take your lock here. It will pop out like this. You will slide through the magazine well and lock it just like this. And it's very secure. This way, if the slide were to go forward, the lock prevents the firearm from firing. It's a very, very good lock. You can also see that we use these locks on revolvers through the barrel here. Once you ensure that the revolver is unloaded, there's nothing in the cylinder, then you can go through the barrel with the lock very secure. The cylinder will not be able to close. The weapon will not be able to fire. A long rifle, you can see here, is secure through the magazine well and out through the ejection port. Again, very secure. If the firearm were to have the bolt go forward, it will not go completely forward. The firearm will not fire. And finally, a shotgun, very common firearm in households. Through the magazine feeding port and out the ejection port here is where you'll run your lock. Very secure here, and if the bolt were to come forward, it will not go all the way forward and will not fire. Very good locks. Remember, locks are not a replacement for secure storage, so please securely store your firearms, especially out of the reach of children. Thank you.
Any questions? Yes.
This project has been initiated before in the past, correct? Here in Jefferson County?
For the Jefferson County Sheriff's
Yes,
Office? I'll let Sheriff Petway discuss anything pertaining to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, and our good doctor will discuss everything that pertains to the Jefferson County Department of Health. Sheriff.
Thank you for asking the question. This is the first time we have set out on an initiative to do safety with guns. We do promote safety with guns throughout our department. We do have free gun training at our range, which we promote gun safety, and it's free to anyone that wants to come out to the range, and we always put safety first when it comes to guns. So this is also a partnership that we have with Jefferson County Department of Health and Dr. Hicks, and I will let him speak on the behalf of the health department if they have had an initiative like this in the past.
So this actually is the first time that the Jefferson County Department of Health has done anything regarding gun safety for the general community. I will say that, we've had primary care clinics, and that's a typical conversation, for example, in a pediatric office is essentially talking to a parent about, are there any firearms in the home? But as far as communicating to the full complement of Jefferson County, this is the first initiative. So this is exciting, and this is how government should be working together and collaborating, where we have two county agencies working together to make sure that we protect all those young lives.
Was there any one particular state or community that you guys are trying to basically copy what they did because they had such a good success rate?
Yeah. Well, I can just say from my perspective, there have been initiatives around the country of providing gun locks. There have been data that has shown that if we provide gun locks, then there's a % increase in the utilization of those. And so you then hope that that translates into, no accidental deaths. And this has been going on different parts of the country. And so it's really exciting that Sheriff Petway is bringing this to our county.
Why is this something the health department hears about? A lot of times we see police officers talk about this, but why is this an initiative that you all want to be a part of?
Yeah. So overall, we have a shared mission about making sure people are healthy. And health is really a broad term. And part of health is safety, right? We know that there's a lot of trauma that can result, accidents, where people have these traumatic experiences in life. And even if someone didn't pass away from an accidental shooting, that's still a trauma, let alone that. And so that impacts mental health. And people have to then deal with this for the rest of their lives. And then you also have to think about our young people that, like I said earlier, those that are 19 years of age and younger, losing your life because of an accident is how much vitality that has been lost. The potential for someone to be productive citizens in society is lost. And so this is just a way to give everybody a chance to live a thriving life without having these devastating accidents.
In the Birmingham area, in the last couple of weeks, we've had 7 children injured by gun violence. Does this program have anything was this set up by that? Did that have anything to do with you guys initiating this program?
Dr. Hicks and I, we have always had a great relationship, and with the stats that he has just given you from last year and this year, we felt the need to step up what we're doing to make the public more aware of how to handle guns, to make them safe, so we won't lose any more of our young kids to an accidental gun firing. So we working together. He can reach a group that I may not be able to reach. So we want to make sure we reach the whole county by providing gun locks to make sure that the kids are safe through Project Safety.
Sheriff, on a personal level, and also for your deputies and of course local police, I know you can't stress this program enough, because what is it, from your own personal standpoint, what is it like to have to pull up on a scene and you find out that a child has been harmed or even there's been a death because of the situation? What do you guys go through with this situation?
First thing we notice is probably the parent. No parent expects for that kid to go before they do. And whenever you have a little kid that is lost on a scene, it touches everyone. regardless of who you are, it touches everyone to see a little kid lose their life when they don't have to lose their life. We have measures out here now to protect kids. We love to be on the preventive end. We want to prevent any accident or any incident from occurring. So we're offering free gun locks to prevent any incident or accident that can occur to save a life. And that's what we do all day, every day. We try to save life. We don't want to take a life. We're here to save a life.
Do you have a website that people can go to get, to get more information about this program?
We have an app. It's Jefferson County Sheriff's Alabama. Just about every state have a Jefferson County, but make sure it says Alabama. Go to our app, download our app. There are many things that we're offering to the public, free training. We want to make sure that you get to be a part of the free training we have at our academy. Free gun locks. Come by our office where you can purchase a pistol permit, get a free gun lock along with your pistol permit. We have plenty of ways that you can connect with us. We want you definitely to download our app to connect with us.
Are these gun locks available today? Can the people start going to the sheriff's office today and get them?
You can leave today with a gun lock. We'll be glad to give you one today. They're available to be able to pick up today.
And Sheriff Kelly, you mentioned like the Memorial Day, the timing of this. A lot of kids are about to get out of school. Why is it something parents should really be mindful of right now, knowing where their guns are and making sure they're secure?
Well, during the summertime, many kids may be home alone. We want to make sure if they're home alone and they get curious at home and find a firearm, we want to make sure that firearm is safe to prevent any incident or accident from happening to save their kid or some other kid that may be with them. So we want to make sure that we're on the preventive end, preventing any accident or incident before the summer starts.
Sheriff, can you address the fact that it also prevents violence as well because that gun is locked up?
Absolutely. It gives you a second or a moment to think about doing something before you do it. It gives you an opportunity to think about your action before you take that action, because you have to go through a moment of taking the lock off the gun, which can probably bring you down a level or two, make you calm a little bit, and think about what you're about to do, the action that you're about to take. So the gun lock is a very good tool to have in every situation. And if you're about to go into a situation that you think that you may have to use some type of lethal force, it will give you an opportunity and time to think. And that's why they always put in the time period for when you purchase a gun to be able to receive a gun, because they gave you a time to think about the consequences of your actions before you purchase that gun and went out to go out to use it.
And I know this is great for young children who may get into an accidental shooting, but kind of talk about parents who may have teenage children who want to take a gun to go do things they shouldn't be doing. This is also good for them as well.
Absolutely. It works in both cases. It works for young kids as well as teenagers, but you got to make sure that the key to that lock is secured with you, because if they get the key to that lock, they can unlock the gun. But we want to make sure the parents keep that key on that key ring, so the kids or the teenagers will not be able to get the keys to unlock the lock.
How important is it for parents to be able to sit down and talk with their children, be they small or teenagers, about the importance of gun safety if they are a gun owner?
Now, if you are a gun owner, you should have already had that conversation with your kid. It's very important to let them know that guns are lethal. They are lethal weapons, and the harm that they can cause, the consequences that comes along with it. Not only can it cause harm to a person, but it can also cause you to lose your freedom if it's used in the wrong way. Not only can it cause that individual to lose their freedom, but now they're holding adults accountable for any weapon that could be used or found within their household. If their weapon is found and is used, that adult, that parent, or that homeowner can be responsible for the actions of the person that used that handgun.
Sure. Is there safety information in that bag? You go out there?
It is information in the bag on how to use the lock. Read the information, and everything that's needed is right there. And if anything additional is needed, you can always come back to us. We can walk you through the process. We may put a video out to where you can see it also. Deputy Burt did a great job of demonstrating how to use the gun lock, and we will probably use something like that to put on our social media page. Thank you.
This concludes our press conference, but I would like to give kudos to our community engagement team and also our media team who work behind the scenes to make all of these things happen. And if you're interested in the app, I can show you what it looks like. My phone will be available up front so you can take a picture of it if you like. Thank you.